What's up, y'all, and welcome back once again to the Just Case and Brand. I'm so glad that you tuned in. We have yet another fallen friendship. If y'all don't know who these two are, this is Megan Ashley and B. Simone. B. Simone was on Wild 'N Out. She had a very big obsession with the baby and had a whole bunch of skits which she blew up with Desi Banks, right? These two said they were best friends for 20 years. They started a podcast, and for whatever reason, their podcast has stopped working last year in November. Now they are both coming out with their own podcasts, and they're both handling the fallout of their friendship publicly in different ways. So this video is set up for us to see how they're both talking publicly about the falling out of their friendship. Then I included the deleted episode of their Know For Sure podcast where you could tell and you could just hear the tension between them, girl. I left the dead air in there and all that good stuff, right? And at the end, I included commentary between me and my sister because we ended up talking about it, and I thought it'd be dope for y'all to hear our discussion as well and to comment what you think and, all that good jazz and stuff. I might be gone for the next couple of days because, girl, my wisdom teeth is punching me in the side of my head like a bad baby daddy who don't want this kid but want to stay with me. You feel me? So anyway, girl, pray my strength in the Lord and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, tune in.
Somebody so long and they done dimmed your light, you don't even know how to be confident no more because your brightness and your light is too much for them. So when you get around them, you dim it. The pastor just talked about this. Pastor Darius Daniels, he just talked about this. So with that being said, be resilient.
If I didn't ask you the elephant in the room, the question of what happened in that relationship and your friendship.
To be honest, I just think that you grow, and I don't know if it's one specific thing. I think that you just grow and you realize, maybe this doesn't serve me anymore on both sides. And so, you just want the best for people, and then you just kind of move on for whatever God has for your life, and you bless, whatever they got going on, you just bless them and you move on.
How did that feel?
Oh, it's painful. It sucks.
It felt like a death.
Oh, it is. It absolutely does. I mean, it still feels like a death. It sucks. It's not easy.
Is there times where something happened, you want to pick up the phone and call your best friend, you be like,
no,
that don't, you pass that stage?
Yeah, no, there's none of that. But there is, it's grief, and there's stages that come in grief. There probably was a time where I wanted to do that. I'm not at that place right now. But it's grief. You go through it. You go through the stages of it. But I think more than my attention being on those things, my attention is on the Lord. My attention isn't on those things anymore of how I feel, like making it all about me, how I feel, what this felt like, what they did to me.
Put my glasses on because I'm so nervous. I don't want y'all to look at me. I'm back. I am really a podcaster. It is 7 months from me potting. I couldn't think of names. Let's Try This Again was so fitting. Miscarriage, friend breakup, failed business. Sometimes you just got to get back up alone and walk down that path alone. Welcome back to the Let's Try This Again podcast with B. Simone. We're not doing all that. We at the crib. Me and my sister, we sit together. Jordan. You were flat.
You don't need to start over every single time.
Where do I start? Together.
You said I called the police?
Do you have any happy memories of us? Okay, well, what happened with the other platform? It was not an impulsive decision. I have long-term relationship. Any relationship I'm no longer in. A man, a business, a friend, I have walked away from. Ain't no walking away from me. Smash your pass. I'm Mario on a Razzie. Rasp me. I'm going out of boogie. I'm diddy bopping, but this is a dangerous space. I'm a smash stories. Aesthetically, yes. Mentally, now the look is there, but that mind, I don't know what to do. Let me tell you something. If you didn't know me before now, I am so sorry for the inconvenience. Can you please? I cannot. God bless you on your journey. I don't even remember my dream. I hugged her. I said, I forgive you. Not that you need my forgiveness. The very next day, I see her. I'm like, oh my God.
20 years.
How did y'all manage to keep that alive?
Well, we didn't for 10.
Yeah.
Did something happen?
I got married and had babies.
You changed on her. So it was your fault. So basically, y'all two in a scary movie, and only one can live. Who want to live?
She would probably want to live.
No, I couldn't live without you. I would be so sad.
Only one can go.
I'll go.
I'll go.
She got kids. With the home invasion stuff going on, everything going crazy. You go in there, what's the first thing you feel like somebody should go for?
I'm not a thief, so I don't know.
If you was a thief.
How do you feel about home invasions?
Sometimes you can just back away and say, you know what? I'll just get a job.
About it in detail on the mic until we figured out things personally first, so we actually can not have therapy on the mic, but we actually agreed to go into therapy.
Mhm.
So I think that's a good step
Yeah.
to where we are going. How are you feeling about that?
I mean, I agreed to go to therapy a while ago. So I think, it's just about.
But actually
Right.
doing it.
Yeah, it's about timing. And I think in this, whatever, navigating through whatever this is, it's kind of, well, at least for my position is I kind of let you take the lead because I didn't initiate the separation, you did.
Right.
So I just kind of fall back and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, whenever she wants to, then we will. And if she doesn't, then we won't,
As far as therapy?
just as far as whatever the progression of the relationship
Okay.
is. So like I said, like I agreed to go to therapy a while ago. And I think you're coming to a point where you're maybe open to that now. So
Well, no, I'm open. I've always been open to it, but I thought it was very important that we went separately before we jumped into therapy together. And I feel like we've both been doing that.
yeah, for
You
sure.
know, I know you've been in therapy separately from me, and I've been in therapy weekly for months. I felt like that was important too, to do self-work separately before we were like, let's fix this. Let's try to see what's going on individually and then come together.
Yeah.
So I felt like this was a better time. And it's like outside of work, our relationship isn't the best right now.
Well, we don't
So-
have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Which means it isn't the best.
Yeah.
we don't talk outside of work. We don't see each other outside of Know For Sure. So I feel like therapy is like the last thing to mend it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, all right, we really need to, if we want to fix this, mend it. And I feel like that would be a good next step.
Yeah. I mean, I think therapy is helpful in general. I think that you have to be in like the right mind space for it because sometimes truth is just not easy to hear. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I think both people have to be willing to hear hard things.
Mhm.
And I don't know if we've been in a place to hear those things yet.
You don't think I am?
I don't think neither one of us have been.
Really?
Well, I'll just speak for me.
Okay.
When the separation started, I wasn't in a place. It was just bad timing. I wasn't in a place for it. And there's so much that has transpired throughout that time that more hard truths will have to be said. And I think that when you don't know a person anymore, it's like, I don't know what that is going to do to the relation. Like, well, not to the relationship, but I don't know I don't know the permanent impact or implications that might have.
You're saying
So-
being honest or like saying the hard truth.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
feel like you've never been able to say a hard truth to me?
No,
Or it's been difficult to like do that? That
now or before?
just in general,
In general?
throughout our relationship.
It hasn't always been the easiest. No,
Okay.
it hasn't always been the easiest.
Okay. Well,
Um,
I'm open to the truth now. We ain't got no option now. We're gonna have to, I'm open to that now. I'm verbally saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, like I said, I think when you realize some hard truths about yourself, and that's already a hard thing to deal with in general, just like being open and honest about you, and then having to be open and honest when there's so much uncertainty, that's a little bit uneasy. That doesn't always feel good. Even though it's necessary, it just isn't easy.
You're saying uncertainty as far as where we're standing?
Yeah. It just feels very uncertain.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with like me saying this is how I feel, this is like being very upfront with that?
As far as what?
Our conversations and stuff. Like, do you feel like I'm not clear when we have dialogue on where I stand? Or
I feel like, I mean, without trying to divulge too much, I feel like in recent conversations, you've been very clear about wanting a business relationship only.
Right.
So, and I think that that's going to be very difficult to navigate. I just think that that conversation is difficult. I don't know how you go from somebody being, you know, such a good friend to I don't want a relationship with this person anymore.
Well,
ever.
I never said I don't want a
Well,
relationship.
you said I want a health. I just want
to focus on the purpose.
Yeah. Well,
which is no for sure.
Picking up pieces as they fall. So, you know, when things just don't go the way that you plan, you know, I often feel like I'm just picking up pieces as they fall. So
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I at least wanted to hit on that and talk and be honest with y'all. And obviously y'all could probably feel the energy anyway. So it's no need to not address it. Yeah, we're committed to going to therapy and working on our relationship. And
well, because I feel like we have a healthy business relationship. Like the business is great. Business is thriving. There's tons of great things happening. Nothing kind of gets falling off. Nothing, you know, like we're able to come together and get a job done. Some days are more difficult than others because there's so much that happens outside of the podcast and outside of the business that I'm like, we're still human. You know what I'm saying? So there's
what do you
still
mean
that
happens
human,
outside?
Just the separation, what that looks like. I don't think a lot of consideration has been taken into the totality of the impact of the separation between the two of us. And it just has gotten messy in areas. And so there's a human aspect that comes into that. So when you have to bring those feelings and experiences into the work environment, sometimes that's really difficult.
Right.
But as far as the business is concerned, like,
well, yeah, the business is thriving.
I'm like, we have a healthy business relationship.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
In my opinion, we have a healthy business relationship. I don't think there's anything wrong.
I'm saying
with the business,
not with the business, but our relationship in the business still has to be fluid. That's why I said having a healthy business relationship, going into therapy, outside relationship isn't okay.
Yeah, but if that's not going to be okay and we're not putting that as a focus, then I guess I don't know how it will be any different. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what we have a healthy business relationship. Our personal relationship affects our business relationship, but our personal relationship isn't a focus.
But
do you see what I'm saying?
No, I do understand what you're saying, but I'm saying the point of going to therapy is to hopefully mend that. It's going to look different. I don't feel like it's going to be exactly the same. We went through so much. We're two totally different people. It can still be mended in the midst of therapy, but I do feel like the focus is the purpose. And I feel like our focus is no for sure. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. We just see it too differently. No for sure happened because of our friendship. At the end of the day, we weren't two strangers that came together and decided to do a business. We were best friends who built this business off of our relationship. So that is KFS.
Right.
But if we don't have a personal relationship, I don't know how we have KFS.
We will have a personal relationship. Having a personal relationship doesn't mean it looks like exactly what it was.
Right. But I'm saying what it was is what built this.
Which is fine.
That's what I'm saying. It just is totally different now. And it's it feels like the purpose is the purpose shifted.
Is honesty, transparency, truth, and healthy relationships. And for us to have a healthy relationship, we have to do the work, and we've committed to doing the work. So I feel like that's as transparent as it can get. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We're going through a major conflict. We've decided to share that. We've decided to do the work personally. We've decided to do the work together. That is what KFS is about. Mm-hmm. Truth, honesty, doing the work, and maneuvering through conflict, whatever that looks like.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we can still categorize as we're going through a conflict. Because we're not, right now, there's nothing that's conflicting right now because we just don't have a relationship. So I don't know if that's necessarily a conflict.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you made a decision and we're just going off of what you decided, and everyone is just trying to pick up the pieces as you decide. That's what it feels like. I'm just saying there's so much that's affected because of that decision. It's not just you and I that are affected by it. Our team is affected by it. The people that work for us, the people that were in our lives personally have been affected. My children have been affected by it. So there's so many people that have been affected by it, and everyone is picking up the pieces as you decide.
Right. But you don't think I made a good decision?
I feel like for you, as long as it's good for you, I think that's all that matters for you.
I think it's good for totality. For everybody.
That's how it happened. I wouldn't agree. But yes, it has been good because God turns all things, works all things together for his good. I think that, thank God that he has been present for it to be good. But
like it wouldn't have happened if I wasn't honest, if I wasn't truth about my feeling, if I just held all that in and kept going with the flow, that would have been way worse than bringing this issue to the table and saying, we have to fix this.
Right. But we didn't, but it wasn't, we have to fix it. It was, I'm done with you. I don't want a relationship. I'm separating myself.
That wasn't it at the beginning.
It was. It was.
That's how you took it. It wasn't.
What was it?
It was, I'm setting space, time, boundaries, and honesty as we work on ourselves to make a better relationship. That was at the beginning.
Right. But that's not what it is now.
As of 2 weeks ago, no. Or a week ago when we had that conversation, this has been 3 months. So 7 days ago, that was the last conversation that changed. Do you get what I'm saying?
So
Initially,
it changed in a week. So you're saying a week ago it changed for you?
The last conversation we had. Yes, that's the first time I ever said, let's focus on the purpose. That's the first time I ever said that.
Right. So I'm saying that changed for you a week ago. I know that's the first time you said it. I'm saying, when did that change for you?
Yes.
A week ago.
Yes.
Okay. So what happened a week ago?
I don't know if anything specifically happened. I'm saying that is what I felt needed. God told me.
So
needed
God
to happen.
told you, don't worry about a personal relationship. Focus on a business relationship.
The last thing I heard was focus on the purpose. I don't know if he said don't focus on. I don't know if he said don't do. Focus on the purpose is what I got. You get what I'm saying? And to focus, that is not initially how this conflict started. Initially, this conflict started, let's separate, work on ourselves, and come back together for a healthy friendship. We've even said that on the podcast. That was initially the goal. And I'm not saying
but
that's
it
not
changed.
Recently, focus on the purpose was the last instruction I got. Recently, yes. And if focusing on the purpose can get us back to a healthy friendship, so be it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't feel at all like this was negative feelings, negative emotions, negative.
I don't think that was the intent, but it definitely spiraled into, I think that was a part of it. I think it came, I don't think it was the intent, but it definitely has been a part of it.
Well, yeah, it's been super difficult. You know what I mean? But initially, I feel like it had to happen for a healthier relationship. That was the goal, you know? But yeah, like I said, we have these conversations personally through text. We've had a few on the phone or in person, but we need a mediator. We need somebody, you know, and I recommended my therapist, which I totally understand. And I recommended your therapist. Megan wanted to, which I 100% agree with, go to somebody spiritual, a spiritual mentor, a spiritual guide, which, you know, is what we need. We need a mediator so we can both be heard and maneuver through it.
Yeah. I think it's important also to, you know, state, because I think that a lot can get interpreted, especially in the way that you present the conflict, that I have been extremely respectful of your space and have not tried to invade your space and not tried to force myself.
I don't think you've done that at all.
I'm just saying that I want that to be said because it kind of comes across as, you know, differently. And I just want to make sure that, you know, I have been, and that you acknowledge that I have been respectful of your space and not try to invade your
I don't
space.
feel like that at all.
And so I think that that's important. To say, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know. Like I said, things feel a little bit more uncertain now than they have before. But yeah, it sucks. I feel bad for our audience. I feel like my heart kind of breaks for them.
Really?
Yeah. Because I just don't think that this is what they expected. And I know how many people...
It's not what we expected either, yeah.
I know how many people, you know, have looked to our relationship, and based off of kind of the feedback that I've gotten from you and your experience, it just feels like, dang, was it what they thought it was, you know, or what I thought it was?
Absolutely.
You know?
It was everything it was in that moment. You know what I mean? Moments change. And I don't feel bad for our audience at all. I think it's beautiful to document this. I think it's beautiful to show them the truth. I think it's beautiful that we show up every week and we're vulnerable on the mic. I think it's beautiful to show that neither one of us has gave up and walk away and said, fuck this shit. I think that is what KFS is about. The truth, honesty, being transparent, and maneuvering through difficult times. And that's what we talked about when we were in a good space. And it just happened that this has happened in the middle of us having a podcast and building our platform on those truths. And we get to show it. I don't feel bad for them. I feel like we're doing something honorable. I feel like we're doing something honest. I feel like we're showing up and we're being honest with them. I feel like we're going to be victorious. You know what I mean? So whatever that victory looks like, I feel great that they can watch this and listen to this and be like, things aren't perfect, but they're committing to showing up and trying to do it the right way, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot, y'all. But like I said, we're both committed to being honest on this platform. We had that conversation the other day, which I feel like we have been, you know, it's no secret that this has happened in our relationship, but figuring it out off the mic to me is pretty important. And not trying to have...
Well, this would be the first time that we've tried to figure it out off the mic. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It hasn't been a focus.
Yeah.
In the last 5 months. So if it becomes a focus now, then we'll see what happens. And, you know, we might get to a place where it doesn't work. And it's just like in the podcast and, you know.
Yeah.
Go our own separate ways.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it's been a focus. It's been a focus individually.
The relationship has not been a focus. I've focused on me. Well, you can't focus on something that you avoid.
Well, it's not avoiding. I feel like healing yourself and doing the self-work is to have a healthier relationship. That's my opinion.
Right. But I'm saying I'm not comparing it to this, nor am I trying to make it this, but I'm saying when there is a purpose attached, say for instance, a marriage, if there is a marriage, you don't go work on your marriage separately.
But like,
you work on your marriage simultaneously as you're working on yourself, but you don't separate yourself to work on your marriage. And if the purpose of us coming together, if God brought us together for a purpose and that purpose came through a friendship, then you can't say that we're working on a friendship and avoid each other.
Yeah, that's how I feel like. I feel the opposite. I feel like a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, we're going to break up, work on ourselves, and hopefully when we come back together, we're healthier and better.
I'm saying once God has identified a purpose, then that's a purpose that comes together, right? What God brings together, let no man tear apart, right? That's biblical.
Okay.
So if he brings that together, you don't go work on that together separately. Now we have separated and worked on ourselves, and that's great. But I'm saying it's just now becoming a focus to work on it together.
Timing. Yeah. I feel like in the separation, the purpose of the separation and the self-work was to come back together. So in my mind, as I'm working on myself, hopefully when we come back together, we're better.
But when did you feel like that was going to start? Because that only came because our team has brought it up. Like now it's only a focus because I feel like our team brought it up and they're like, this isn't going to work. So now it was like,
no.
Because that wasn't a conversation
I just think
prior.
What?
Us working on it together. Like it wasn't a focus of us working on a relationship together.
Focus on the purpose came before that. Jazz brought that up at all. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know that because that wasn't, I'm just saying as soon as she brought it up, that's when it was like, okay, we should go to therapy. So it felt like it was initiated because our team brought it up. Just perspective. I don't know what goes on your side. I don't know what goes on in your head. So I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
But it seemed like once she brought it up, then it was like, oh, we need to go to therapy. Then it became a focus.
Yeah.
But prior to it, it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, one of our first conversations in this conflict was therapy. We both agreed to it months ago. I just think it's timing. I think it's time. Like there hasn't been.
Do you think it's time just because we have so much coming up together and it's like, let's hurry up and try to fix it?
Hell no. I think it's time because we have a business together.
That's what I'm saying. Because we have a business together and it's like,
not because we have so much coming up. Just at the end of the day, we're business partners. So we have to continuously show up as business partners, even if our personal relationship isn't okay.
But we've been business partners for over a year. And this separation has been over 5 months.
It's been 3 months.
Just,
started in May.
Yeah. May to June, July to August, September. So 4 months. So I'm saying it seemed like it became a focus when the team brought it up that it's affecting them too.
I feel like it's been affecting them. That's
no,
not
I know,
new.
but I'm saying, but they brought it up and then it became a focus to go on there to go to therapy.
I think that's just your perspective on timing. I don't think that was like that. You get what I'm saying? I think it happened simultaneously.
Okay.
Because my focus on the purpose happened not way before, but before Jazz brought that up.
So when were you planning on saying anything? Or were you waiting for the right time?
Yeah, just waiting till I was moved. And I didn't know what focus on the purpose looked like. Does it mean just continue to show up? Does it mean I don't know what that looks like, you know? So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. And two, because we never wanted to be that podcast that, you know, and this is probably why they say don't start a podcast with your friends because, you know, people change their mind. And then it's like you got this business together and you got all these people that are like,
well, I haven't changed my mind.
Well, I mean, I'm just
You're just saying things happen.
Well, you changed your mind. You changed your mind about me. You changed your mind.
I changed my mind about how I could handle our friendship.
Right. So you changed. I mean, that's the same thing.
I know,
you changed
but
your
you're
mind
saying it
about,
like, well, people change their mind. Like I was just like giving up or I didn't want to do it anymore. That's not the case. It's not.
That's not how it felt. I'll just say that. It definitely didn't feel that way. But, you know, when you have something that people are kind of hopeful for, you know, it does.
Ooh, I gotta stop drinking water.
It does feel, you know, I don't know. I don't want it to, you want it to be genuine. I want it to be genuine. I want us to be authentic and genuine in our approach to it. But like I said, there's a human experience that is happening simultaneously that is very difficult to navigate through, especially when you've been the villain or the bad guy. It's very difficult to navigate through that. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, how many minutes are we at, B? Okay. Well, I'm glad we talked about that though.
And you know, for the people who are really supporters and really do love what we had or what we were able to bring to camera, you know, I just pray that you guys pray for us during this transition. And, you know, just pray that God's will be done. more than anything. Because I do know the potential, and I do know what God showed me, you know, from beginning and even to now. You know, I still know what God showed me.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody has a choice. You know, everybody has to make a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I just pray that you guys, for those who really have, you know, been invested into us, and we've invested something into you guys, and you find value in this, I just pray that you pray for us.
Yes, pray for us
during this.
I know a lot of
Because it
y'all
would
have been
suck.
too. Because what?
I said it would just suck to throw it away.
I don't even feel like No For Sure is being thrown away. You feel like it is?
I feel like the opportunity is there for sure.
Okay.
I feel like there's a large opportunity to yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's a large opportunity.
I don't feel like that at all. But okay.
Yeah.
I feel victorious. Either way, whatever happens, the victory is already there. We know that. And yeah, I feel hopeful. And I also really feel like therapy and a mediator is going to help us maneuver through this in a healthier way. So those are the next
shout out
steps.
to therapy. Therapy has helped me maneuver through this and not cause me to lose my mind.
Me
so
too.
I'm
I love my
grateful.
therapist. Thank you, Bianca. Love you.
I'm grateful for just a outside perspective and somebody that can help me look at things from a different lens. And then also to, you know, it feels good. I've been in therapy, 4 months now, and going weekly and even sometimes twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
And to get that type of validation from your therapist on the areas where you are growing and you are thinking clearly, those are helpful.
Yeah.
Those are really helpful.
Yeah.
So,
and celebrate that shit. I've changed so much. Literally yesterday, my therapist was like, "You're doing so good. You're changing. You're doing this. You're doing that. Celebrate that." I got ready, put on some makeup, got dressed, and looked cute and celebrated it. Like, celebrate those wins, especially if you're changing and growing and seeing progress, you know, in your own journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I graduated because my therapist, I'll see her once a week. And she was like, "You can come every other week." I was like, no. I don't think I'm there yet. She was like, "You're there." I was like, no. So she lets me come every other week. So I took a little graduation, moved my tassel. Yeah. So what do you know for sure? What are you saying no to for sure?
I know for sure that, man, God is real and he has kept me, and I'm thankful for that. What I'm saying no to for sure, I'm going to say no to allowing, what am I going to say no to? Oh, I'm going to say no to divisiveness.
What's divisive mean?
Just people, like a spirit of divisiveness, like trying to divide, split and separate. And I'm going to say no to that. I'm going to try to combat that spirit as much as I possibly can, because it's one of the things that God hates. And I don't want to be a part of grieving him. I don't want to be a part of that. So that's what I'm going to say no to.
Okay. I know for sure that if you do the work, you will grow. Do the work, the individual work, whatever you feel like you need to change about yourself, focus on that. If you do the work, you will grow. What am I saying no to? I'm saying no to no truth. Just continue to be honest and truthful with how you feel, what God has told you, what you believe in, stand up for what you believe in, and just be truthful. I'm saying no to no truth. So you guys, this was another episode of No For Sure podcast. It was a little different.
Girl, I was watching one podcast. Well, no, it was Kendra G. Yeah. And this dude was like, yeah, I believe in God. But the way that I want my woman to believe in God is to believe in God through me, because it's me who God communes with. I was like, this is like the second or third time I done heard a nigga say some crazy shit like that. Ain't no one about to believe in you like you, Jesus. I don't know. They think they God. They don't want no jealous God before they ask.
They are tripping out here.
Girl, okay, so with the B. Simone, Megan Ashley thing, what do you think?
Well,
are you like, oh man, they're not friends anymore? Ooh.
I really didn't like, but you know what? My problem is that I was mean because I didn't like what the fuck that girl name is?
B. Simone.
Megan.
Oh, Megan.
I didn't like Megan because I don't really care for B. Simone. B. Simone is her character is 100% flawed. She's the type of nigga who like she ain't got no roots. Wherever the wind blows, the wind is like celebrity status, attention, for clout on any social media network. Whatever attention is the wind. And she ain't got no roots. So wherever that damn wind blowing, she going. I mean, it just is what it is. She don't care if that shit take her to the motherfucking Chattahoochee, all right? With alligators in the swamp, okay? She going. I don't like her. So I automatically, I don't like her character. So I automatically didn't like Megan Ashley. But listening to those TikToks and stuff, it made me feel real bad for Megan. One thing that as a being married and having children, you really have to be mindful of who you have around you, because marriage is already challenging on its own. You know, you when you get into disputes, the longer you're with someone, things starts coming to your mind. I mean, no matter what it is, temptation is going to present itself. God gives you the escape, but it's going to present itself. Now, if he gives you the escape and you don't take it, then you don't take it. But the point I'm trying to make here is that she was going through that divorce situation with her husband. She has 2 kids. And on top of all of that, B. Simone's like, I don't want to be friends with you no more, but let's pretend for our podcast.
Literally for our podcast, for the business. That's what that sounds like. Your money was about to get fucked up. Y'all thought about it. Well, especially B. Simone. You thought about it, and you don't want to lose that podcast money. And that's the only thing that she was on after wilding out and stuff. I ain't seen her doing nothing else. I ain't seen her doing no movies or she tried that little was it calendars or books or that inspirational line where she stole that
she stole from somebody and trying to make
girl,
it
what was you
flawed ass character.
Who in your team was like,
hold on, girl.
That's a good idea. She got jellyback people on her team. Nobody on there said, girl, I think we already have seen this on the internet, because a simple plagiarism search in Grammarly will show you where that came from. Like,
it was the whole time. She know what it is. She knew what it was. She just wanted to try to be on something. That's why I say she ain't got no roots. She going wherever the wind. First of all, if most of the work was plagiarized, how much of it was your even original thought? I mean, how? How, Sway?
Did you see that? She had a live where she was trying to basically give an inspirational message, but it was a low-key diss towards Megan. And she was like preaching about how you have to, she doesn't want to be in a position with people anymore to where she has to dim their light or dim her light so that they don't feel uncomfortable anymore. And for like the people who was watching, she was pretty much encouraging them to no longer dim their light just to be close to somebody. And people would speculate like, oh, she must be talking about Megan. Oh, maybe she's not. Oh, maybe she is. But then that trailer came out. When that trailer came out and she did that little stupid ass chair thing, that's when it was like, oh, okay, she been talking about her the whole time. My thing is, if you feel like you didn't have to dim your light to be friends with this girl, was y'all even really friends in the first place? And I honestly don't believe that y'all is best friends for no 20 fucking years. That was alive when they first said that shit. Ain't no way.
I think that based on that, like the 5th TikTok video that you sent, I think that Megan really did think they were friends. And B. Simone never thought she was a friend. No, because did you hear how she was like, she seems hurt by the situation.
She does,
and she was going through the divorce. And she was trying to be real about it. She was like, you know, I wanted to be friends. Or she said something about how their friendship was starting to change. And then they agreed to go to counseling. Like, why, girl, why are you agreeing to go to counseling with your friend? Go to counseling with your husband, honey. go to counseling before you decide to file for divorce. I mean, now I don't know all the deep stuff that's going on. You know, people get divorced for different reasons and all of that. But what I do know is that she was getting the divorce, and at the same time, B. Simone said, "I'm tired of hanging out with you. I'm tired of whatever. I'm tired of this friendship, and I don't want a friendship. I just want us to pretend like we friends for the sake of business." And Megan kind of was saying how she felt hurt by that, which I feel like, yeah, I would definitely be hurt by that too. So, nah, Megan probably thought they was friends. B. Simone did not look at her as no friend.
From the first episode of their podcast, how they were talking to each other, and even how B. Simone was talking, I was like, these bitches ain't no real road dogs. They really ain't been down that long. And I don't think that, I don't know about Megan, but B. Simone's character doesn't have the flexibility or the changes that she would need in order to be friends with somebody through their own life events, like getting married, having kids, getting a divorce, being single again. It don't seem like she has that in her. And it seemed like she's selfish. If you can't be friends with your friend through their divorce, you're like, oh, you're going through too much. I can't be your friend no more. And even Megan was talking about how she felt like she was bleeding on her friends. I'm like, dang, girl, I don't know if you're bleeding on your friends, if you're telling them what you're going through. I don't know if that's bleeding.
If you're friends with somebody who's like, oh my God, again with this divorce stuff.
Oh,
yeah, again with this divorce stuff.
Yeah, and getting irritated.
That's what I'm going through. Yeah. Nobody say nothing when Big Simone, like Megan never said that, was on the podcast at least. Like, I'm tired of hearing about you and your ex. I'm tired of hearing about you and your ex. I'm tired of this being the relationship status that you bring up on a consistent basis.
And she would bring up so many different exes. I mean, I'm glad she didn't do no names because, gosh, I feel like that would be a long ass list. But she would talk very candidly about her and her exes and what happened between them. And when it was time for Megan to talk about her experiences, it was like you know how some girls will cut other girls off by being like, okay, okay, okay. It was like that type of, that's how she was listening, not like listening to her and being like, so then why, when he said he was going to get tuna, why did you say you was about to go get chicken? What happened there? She wasn't trying to like listen to her.
I don't know who gave B. Simone this idea to do a podcast and make it like a sister vibe, but she's not a sister vibe.
Because she read Oprah's book, Know for Sure. In Oprah's book, Know for Sure,
Oprah has a book called Know for Sure.
Yes, girl.
That's what I love.
No, I read that book back in about 2011. That book came out early 2000. Well, yeah. And in the book, Oprah was talking very like wisdom-y, very like, I moved to a different neighborhood, to a different state, found a new tribe and found my vibe. I knew that for sure. Like, that's how she was like ending all the chapters, right? So when I seen that was their podcast name, I said, oh, these bitches about to try to be on some deep shit and be like, what I have learned through the ages of the age.
You were right too.
Hell yeah. Half their guests on there that they were really being impressed by. I was like, oh, okay. Y'all don't know basic men shit. Y'all don't know basic shit. That's what I could tell.
But yeah, I never really liked the podcast. It seemed very simple. Like, we already live in a simple ass world where like you could be like, you know, I decided that in the summertime I'm gonna start planting stuff so that it'll grow by the fall. That's how people be saying. The fall, that's when you harvest.
You got on the perfect outfit to be saying shit like that right now. You have on a very inspirational outfit. Your outfit says, this is what your outfit say.
Grand rising, what all of them. Not the Pillsbury, but the sun. First of all, shut up because I'm deep conditioning, all right?
Okay, you're right. You did say that.
Okay, don't judge me like this. Don't judge me like this, okay? Ain't nobody saying that when you had your scarf shower bonnet on.
Hey man, I just woke up. Well, I had just woke up. I literally rolled out of bed and got to my desk like, all right, it's time to work. I'll see you. Shut up. All I need is rock music.
But all in all about that B. Simone thing, I don't really care for B. Simone. I think her character is flawed. I think that if you can't bring her to some type of notoriety, some type of attention, some type of level, then she ain't gonna be dealing with you for that long. I mean, you've been done had a sister, and you just now putting her on your podcast.
Her and her sister was living together too for a while. Yeah, that's
If she's
crazy.
just now putting her on her podcast, why wasn't
That's
she on the podcast with
crazy.
you and Megan? She your sister?
Yeah.
Why is she there?
And what's so weird is that she has the same energy with her sister that, well, it's a little bit meaner, but she kind of has the same energy with her sister that she did with Megan. It's like, girl, who are you? Who are you?
Yeah, see, I can't rock with fake people like that. That's why, she's the type of person that's going to go wherever the wind blows her.
Mm-hmm.
And once that wind stops blowing, she's going to be lost. We're going to see her crash out on the damn internet because she don't know nothing about herself. She don't know nothing about her soul. She don't know nothing about nothing but to try to make herself look a certain way to the people.
Mm-hmm.
You can make yourself look however you want to the people. And there are going to be people who love it and who love you because they're in love with social media. Social media is their God. So whatever social media gives them, they're going to eat it. They're going to pray to it. They're going to worship it. They're going to meditate on it. But for the majority, social media is also an evil little devil. So once you stop doing what it tells you to do, you're going to see it flip on you. And who are you going to have to stand in your corner? I mean, on some real. Who are you going to have to stand in your corner? Nobody.
Like what, real friend? Real friend. Even watching B. Simone's trailer, like, I was so surprised at how she was acting like she was Ellen DeGeneres or something. Like, what paparazzi is standing outside of your house asking you what happened with this and the third? Girl, those was Instagram comments. Girl, make it realistic. Make it pop up on a laptop. Not have people with cameras and shit. Nobody was doing all that extra shit. At least with Megan's trailer, hers was like very like vlogish. Like, what's up? I've been through some stuff, and I wonder if she regret getting a divorce. If she's gonna regret getting a divorce, because that white girl did that same dumb shit on a podcast for a minute. All of a sudden, get a divorce. Well, I don't know if Megan got a divorce during her podcast. Did she? Was that during the same time?
It was in the middle. It was like she got the divorce, or she was going through the divorce at the same time that buzz was going on that her and B. Simone weren't getting along. And then shortly after that, the podcasting.
Okay.
So yeah, it was all around the same time. B. Simone ain't got no loyalty. And like I said, I really never, the way that she moves is not something that I would really, as a human, it's not something that I would vibe with. And people can be like, oh, well, that's just social media and this is that and the third and whatever. So you're telling me that once you get on social media, you compromise your character, but that ain't who you are.
Like, once you start getting money, do you start compromising your character? But I guess that does go back to what you believe in about yourself. And then also like who you have around you. I like that we have people around us who, I don't think nobody's going to really care if anybody has nice things. Mine is Satan's bride. I don't think anybody is going to care if we have really nice things. And it's always going to remind us like, shut up, watermelon head, or something like that. Like, it's always going to be something to bring you back down to earth. I don't know if she really got that around her. And she might have removed people who were like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, who were trying to tell her like, girl, you trying to act like you're this, but you're not really that. Just because you slept with the baby don't mean you on, okay?
That whole situation really irks me. Like, she's trifling. Like, I get that she has a little crush on him and stuff like that, but the whole way she moved about with that whole Danny Lay thing, and everybody can have what they want to say about that Danny Lay thing, but it's all about character and principle. Who are you?
Oh, yeah.
What is you willing to be? I mean, at the end of the day, her being all loud about the fact that Danny Lay didn't really want her on the Wild 'N Out thing, when this girl made this whole horrible ass diss track to Danny. Why would I want you to be around me? I'm a real musician artist type. I mean, at least as far as the industry is concerned, I'm really on.
Yeah, I mean, that's how she got known.
And you are a comedian that should be thanking Nick Cannon every chance you get for being on Wild 'N Out. What are we talking about here?
when y'all went to who? No, y'all didn't go see her. But when y'all said that she had a stand up, I was like, "Oh, girl, you must really be falling off for you to start doing stand up comedy." I could never
She's
imagine
not a
be someone who's a
comedian.
funny stand up comedian.
She needs to get over this whole thing that you ain't no Lunel, baby. You not. Okay? You're not. Lunel walk in a damn Walmart, okay, and could
Yeah.
have everybody in that bitch rolling,
Yes.
paying her,
Yes.
okay?
Absolutely.
Walk in a damn Walmart making little stupid skits. All right, get out of here. Nobody even knows who this
Okay,
bitch is.
find no man. Been talking about a boyfriend for several years now. No, let me
Girl,
stop because I ain't got no man either. But how you feel about Megan?
you're stupid.
For real, girl.
No, I like how you see. That's a good character about you. That is a display of good character.
What? What? Hold on.
Myself. You're funny.
I'll see you. That's a backhanded compliment. You always do backhanded compliments. You're a good judge of character. You got good character. You got
That's why I
good
fuck with you.
character.
That's why I fuck with you.
So what do you think about Megan now that you learned a little bit more about her? Because I used to think that she was the mean one. I was like, oh, I know I ain't gonna like her. But now after watching her a little bit more, I'm like, I think she's really going through some real life shit and trying to figure out how to like change and grow through it as best she can, as opposed to allowing it to slide her into depression.
Well, like I said, I think it's really difficult to navigate marriage when you're in when you've been newly thrusted into the spotlight, especially if you've already got marital issues. And then you couple that with a friend that ain't really a friend. Who knows what kind of conversations they were having about her situation, her marriage, and her family life, and what was said that may have assisted her in her decision to separate herself and her children from the family structure. I mean, like I said, I don't know what was going on, but I know that she used to, in the beginning of that podcast, she used to always talk about how long she had been married. You know, usually when people are unhappy, they don't say like, you know, like I've been with my husband for 10 years. We've been married for 10 years. I've been married for 10 years. We've been together for this long. She said that a lot in the beginning of their podcast stuff. I think that it's important to be careful of who you have around you and who's in your ear when you're married and we're going through marital difficulties, because somebody can really assist your mind in the negative way that you may be thinking. Maybe you're thinking, okay, I want to leave my husband because he get on my nerves, or he's not helping out with this enough, or he's not helping out with that enough. And instead of confronting him about it, or talking to him about it rather, because you don't want to confront your husband, you want to say, hey, husband, this is what I'm feeling, or whatever. How can we come to a common ground about this? Go through counseling and that stuff before you make a decision to divorce a husband, especially when you have children. So I think that her having B. Simone in her corner as a friend during this difficulty is maybe not the best decision. I don't know if their friendship assisted, but I do wonder if she would have still got a divorce, if she would have been friends with B. Simone and had that podcast, or if her family structure would still be solid. I think that she's sad about a lot of things right now. You can read it on her soul. Like she's sad about the destruction of her family. She's sad about the destruction of this podcast that probably to her at the time was a bit of an escape and a saving grace for what she was going through with her divorce. But then that crumbled. And now she's going to have to start all over again with her own podcast, her own guests, and her own perspective. And some of the interviews that I've been seeing her doing, they're asking about that. So it's like, you still can't, they're asking about that more than they're asking about her divorce. That's crazy. But again, I say that I think it's sad. She's your average Christian. She don't really know nothing about the Bible. She says she believes in God, but that's flexible. That is flexible, because God is God, but God is also the universe, and God is also the trees, and God is also the
I see what
crystals.
you're saying. Yeah, especially in 2024, God is all types of different things.
But Jesus, you know, he might have been a real person, or he just might have been, you know, the son. Or
she doesn't know how to I don't know if she knows how to be stable on anything. I feel like she's a very
She's like the
emotionally
wind.
unstable person. So she doesn't really know how to be stable per se in anything or on anything.
Mm-mm,
That's how I feel.
And she ain't
And I
never been a
think
mother. I'm sorry to say it, but if you ain't never been a mother, 9 times out of 10, you're a little immature. And she's extreme. She's 14. Okay.
You mean like how she be acting mentally?
Yeah, she's so childish. It's so annoying. I cannot stand a
Yeah.
grown ass. Like when we were 25, 26, we were grown, right?
Right.
But we're 30, in our 30s, we're grown ass. All right.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
stand this, grown ass woman acting like a damn youthful ass teenager.
Yes. On
I
that
can't
deleted
stand it.
podcast, she said, the way I go about fixing things is like we separate and then hopefully we come back together and we could work things out. I was like, bitch, this is not no boyfriend girlfriend relationship. This is a
At
friendship.
all.
Like that's weird. That's that toxic shit. Like, okay, we're gonna separate because you keep on beating my ass. And when we get back together, you better have calm down. Like, this is not that type of relationship, girl. No, this is your friendship. Y'all talk about it and y'all try to grow through it together. If that is your real friend, quote unquote.
I don't think that they were ever friends, if you ask me. I really don't. I think that Megan might have thought that they were friends, but I think B. Simone always knew that she really didn't have that type of she's like to me, it seems like Megan was B. Simone's friend, like that friend that you really don't talk to like that. You guys have known each other for a long time, so you say you're friends. But as far as like hanging out and actually being a part of each other's lives deeply, you're not that. You know, you're just people who know each other, people who grew up together. That whole counseling thing really threw me because I'm like, why? And then she was like, and I think we should do counseling separately and then do counseling together. And I'm like, why are y'all going to counseling as friends? Y'all are friends. Y'all are two women.
I ain't never heard of no shit like that. Honestly, now I think about it, you and Angel need counseling. Y'all, because I'm really tired of hearing about the way that you talk to each other. She's cussing at you, you're cussing at her. It's real unhealthy.
I was just about to say, that's how we do our counseling. Yeah, we just cuss each other out a little bit here and there, and we're good.
Call each other later. So what y'all up to?
Okay, I'm sorry for cussing you out. But you was acting stupid. And she'll be like, okay, I'm sorry for cussing you out. But you was getting on my nerves. And we'd be like,
I feel like all friendships have like real friendships. Everybody has their thing. Me and Jackie will start crying. Like, I feel so bad for hurting your feelings. I feel so bad for hurting your feelings. I'm sorry, pal. I feel all friendships have their own thing. Not going to a therapist and being like, how much y'all charge an hour? $150. Okay, we need about 3 hours every week. So here's $450 and a tip to work out our problems as friends. What?
And then when she was like, they said that they were going to counseling separately and eventually they would go to counseling together. I'm like, this is getting dumber and dumber by the minute. You ain't shit.
You know what that means. You know what that means. That's all I could think. Maybe she went a little too far. She said, oh my God, I should not be doing this. She done got a divorce because Simone was like, I can take care of you. I can take better care of you and them kids than your nigga. Now things went too far. She was like, oh my gosh, I got to come back to God because I done got crazy. And B Simone's like, fuck you, bitch. It ain't even about you no more. So maybe that's what happened because why are they going to therapy like that? Why are they going to therapy like a husband and wife who are like a strong relationship that's on the rocks right now? That's weird.
Okay. You tell me. I don't know.
And therapy be having homework afterward. When I was in therapy for Quinn, they would give you homework and be like, oh, do a diary entry and write down 3 points of why you feel this way. And we'll discuss it in the next meeting. They were really going home and doing that shit to be friends. That's a lot of work to be friends.
Megan was like, I feel like the therapy thing had only been brought up because our team started asking about how we were going to continue on in the podcast if we weren't friends like that. Did you hear that part? And I was like, okay, so then that's another indication. B. Simone really she's fake. Her character is flawed. She was only going to do the counselor thing. She was okay with pretending like they were friends.
Yeah.
She was okay with lying to everybody who really thought this was like some type of sisterhood, relationship, love type thing. She was okay with pretending to them like, yeah, we're best of friends. We
Yeah.
are the best of friends. And behind closed doors, y'all ain't even talking. She foul.
Mhm.
Oh, she's a foul character. Her character is foul. I really don't really like her like that. I could see them type of fake bitches coming from a mile away. She fake and she
Yeah.
foul.
I agree. But okay, for real, what I was gonna say is the Bible says a friend is born out of adversity. How dare you separate from your friend when you are going through the most adverse time and be like, no, bitch, you work on yourself, I'll work on me, and we'll see if we meet in between, whore. Anyway, how dare you? How dare you? But you so godly. You know God so well. God, this God, God, God. Yeah, okay. Mhm.
She's fake.
Yeah.
She's fake. And I like that scripture that you quoted. That's a good one. Yeah, she's fake.
That's been my favorite scripture lately, especially like how close well, I mean, we always been close, but especially with all the new shit that's going on in our lives and whatnot. It's like so true. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I need some people to talk to, especially if I'm about to be on bed rest, if they get to pull in this teeth, baby Jesus. Let me know what you think. Have you ever had a falling out with your best friend? If you have, what did that look like? What does that look like? I know me and mine, like I said in the video, we be getting into our little arguments or whatever, but you know, we come back from it. Anyway, I have been the Just Kason Brand. I'm so glad that you tuned in. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the channel with one of your friends, and come back when I post next time. Oh, hit that notification bell so that you know when I post next time, so that way you know when to come back. Anyway, okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.